raises a whole host of different questions, and we intend to explore that. Firstly, what is this price cap about? How does it work? And will Moscow accept this price cap by the G7 and the EU? And what if Russia decides to take off its crude oil altogether from the market? And can the oil price cap actually cut Vladimir Putin's income? If yes, by how much? Thirdly, what happens to the global oil market stuff, and how will the price cap affect other countries of the world? And what will the price cap do to markets like India and China? So let's explore some of these answers. Firstly, about the oil price cap. The cap prevents firms in participating countries from providing shipping insurance and other services to shipments of Russian crude oil that are sold above the set price. In practice, this means that the onus will of course be on these providers to ask their clients for proof that they have purchased crude at a cap-compliant price. But in practice, it is perfectly possible for the shipping industry to misrepresent or obscure the origin of its cargo. Now, the cap doesn't fully address blends that include Russian crudes, and this of course leaves opportunity to maneuver Russian barrels through refined or partially refined products. And finally, it will be pretty difficult for countries enforcing the cap to truly track the paid price, given the market's opacity. And finally, the crucial test of the policy's viability will of course lie in the enforcement of the cap when breaches inevitably happen. The Kremlin hasn't reacted yet on this decision, although the Russian embassy in the United States has said that the price cap for the Russian oil means in practice that the basic principle of free market has been reshaped. It also has shown confidence in the demand for the Russian crude oil. Earlier, Russia had opposed the measure, and it even threatened to stop production in response. But on Thursday, the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov hinted with a softened stance. He said that any cap would be irrelevant, adding that Russia will negotiate with its partners directly. But the outlook is nonetheless pretty bleak for the Russian economy, because this is a measure that, remember, has been brought in picture to try and reduce the resources that Russia of course has. It's also interesting to note at this point of time that the price cap is at $60 per barrel. Reports say that it is still about the $50 per barrel rate at which Russia's flagship Urals grade trades it. But at this point of time in the international market, the Russian Urals is trading at about $64.